and you can see, oh, in between here, this thing that you can't really see, that crack, that crevice, that in-between space, that heart place, that's the vast limitless emptiness. Now eventually, if you peer through this crack, you can see that yes, all of this here is made of this amazing vast limitless emptiness. And there's plenty of ways to understand the layering of this within the consciousness, many different ways and spectrums of light as to view how the emptiness compiles itself upon itself over and over and over and over again to give the illusion of form, or truly what is form. And so it could seem to be the illusion of form, but in some way the only illusion is the way in which we define it ourselves. And so we say that form is in this nature, but form is in the nature of emptiness. And so form is here as emptiness, and emptiness is here as form, along with as emptiness. And emptiness will forever be, and emptiness is forever is. It's the only thing that is. All of this form is pure, embodied emptiness, perfect in equanimity with itself. There's not one piece of it greater or lesser than the other, no matter the way in which you judge the pieces, compile the pieces, put into combination any of the pieces, say this piece, this piece, this piece, no matter if a human hand touched it or didn't, no matter what, all of this is pure awareness, pure consciousness. So is the TV, so is this. All of this is the book of life. In a fiction book, you can find the truth and the answer to it all, and you can come into the place of pure awareness and presence, right here at the precipice of the forefront of the moment, where no judgment lies. We're able to freely be innocently, without any need to block or limit our expression in any way, and we see no longer can suppression create the need for volatility, as energy now no longer needs to force its way to the surface in a way of agitation, but even in the way that it brings itself to light in these ways we previously saw, agitating, anger, or this, that, and the other, we can see them to now be united with each other, come into a place where they can really grow and learn and express very beautifully in the play of life, great song frequencies, melodies, poetries, phenomenal ways in which to weave the up, the down, the left, the right in harmony, showing that they do unite, and that we can be free from strife, from fight, and we simply release what that is that binds, and what that is that binds is our judgment of ourself, and so of other, due to our ignorance, of course, due to our fear, due to this, due to that. But this is also not due to anything of a person, of an ego identity, as these things be not true, be purely illusory. The only thing that be doing anything is awareness watching a journey, and as awareness comes into new coding, comes into places of new awareness, awareness is now able to rise. And so we share with each other from where we are authentically, utterly, honestly, and impeccably, to the greatest degree in which we're able in our now moments. So we always do our best, like the Toltec truths and the Four Agreements, and we are then able to be so beautifully always speaking the poetry of life in balance. And we will see, once we just simply come into this mindful awareness of how we are already naturally perfectly occurring in every way, not just here inside of ourselves, but all of the world around us, no matter what it may have looked like previously by our definition of judgment, we can finally then allow so much ourself to be, that we see that yes, here we are in perfect balance with everything, and that we always were. And so now there'd be no reason to govern, control, manipulate, train, do any of the things that make the mind believe that it has an ability to do anything. And even though we are in a way of doing in the wisdom of non-action that comes through the spontaneous unfolding of all the now moment, the karmas of everything that is moving, causing our movement in the most amazing, beautiful synchronicity. When we're unaware of ourselves and our true nature, we could think that maybe something is wrong, that there is an enemy, that there is a friend, that there is something other than, that there is something that wishes to take us down, to infiltrate us, to destroy us, to bring us into illusory realities that confuse us forever and all eternity, and send us to some hell-like place or realm that would be discomforting for whatever reasonably unknown future will come to us in our viewing, due to our experience and our ability to imagine because of it. We can become free of all these things, and we are masters of our reality. So within the responsibility is the accountability we hold to ourselves by being here with ourselves truly and honestly. We come immediately into speaking with ourselves in an honest, integral way. We can then finally see how to unleash ourselves from the binding that was our own judgment and our own confused frequency projected onto the world around us. Maybe there is frequencies that are exactly as you said now. The nature of these frequencies and the way that you've reviewed them may be quite different than what it is you would expect. All of this being the play of pure awareness, moving for itself and never against itself, bringing itself to places where it can know itself and become free in itself, where it can settle into the center of its frequency as it naturally is, and no longer need to control and limit itself based on judgment, based on ego preference, and allow itself to finally be free. Naturally able to lie in the green pastures and the tall fields, and well, do anything that you wish to do. And as you allow yourself to be yourself, you will see that all volatile energy expressions are only due to the suppression of our energetic expression, the suppression of our authentic self, the suppression of our voice and our vocal channel. So if we are able to come to vocal honesty and transparency with all of that which is around us, ourselves including, then we will find in great ease in every scenario and situation. Maybe some of them appearing to be catastrophic, but we will actually escape unscathed as long as we continue in the non-actional way of authentically simply expressing ourselves as we are. I have spoken previously before that even if we did rise into attack or defense, it's possible that through just simply coming to honest, immediate observation and expression of that we would relieve and transmute and be able to then transmit, again, the surrender scenario of the wisdom of non-action, which stands in the greatest of vulnerabilities, but the greatest of strengths within the heart space in the center of our being, beating within all of our chests the rhythm of life, the now moment entirely. And so judgments of all many things around us are happening within spiritual communities as we believe demons are real. But there is no demon in the world aside from what was projected by our own belief through our own mind and the way in which we suppressed a line of energy which was wisdom and divine. Now, of course, we have never actually done this, so we cannot judge ourselves. We are watchers, not doers, and we are being done by the play of life in a manner that will bring us to ways that we can express to ourselves most efficiently the wisdoms that are true of us most constantly, and we can free ourselves by the sharing of our awarenesses and the sharing of how we each are individually, because we actually are, at the root, at the core, all the very same in the way in which we move about our days, here within the laws of karma. Now, the way in which we create karma, that is an amazing thing. And so Buddhism and many other teachings teach us how to no longer create karmas. Now, that does not mean that karma and life ceases or that creation ceases. But creation of karma in this way is the creation of dissonance, of reverberatory frequency, of attack and defense that would create then fighting, bouncing, and rigidity, so perpetuating the cause of duality, the muddying of the water, the unclearing of the mirror. And instead we can allow it to settle, come into the center, and allow ourselves to be here within the precipice of the now moment, within the precipice of ourselves. And we see that we are forever centered. Even if we leave into fear, this, that, and the other, there's actually no way to leave when you're expressing yourself. You're simply exactly where you are the moment you're there. Oh, I became afraid. I became this. I became that. Oh, here I am now as this. Oh, and now this is happening. I'm perceiving this as that. Oh, my goodness, here it is. Observation of that. Oh, my goodness, this. Oh, this and that. Wah, 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 wah. Day. So, we're apparently doing a channel on the camera now. But I was actually speaking to a friend of hers, but I guess we went super long, and she maybe doesn't feel like that's completely necessary to put within a text.
It didn't.
And
it stopped. So
okay, it stopped.
I'm gonna send this to her.
But this is gonna be good. We're gonna send this to her, you, and the viewers too. It'll go on the channel. No, sorry if it's too private, but privacy is a secret and a way in which we're unable to be transparent. In a way in which we would wish to maybe be dishonest, you know. For myself, when I realized that I changed from any kind of perceived negativity in the past, that there'd be no reason to not confess myself here in the future or the present. As, if I have done something wrong, then here I am, held to accountability for it. Then we'll have no choice but to try to grow or just remain a dishonest, mistaken man, whatever it is. I don't know. But for me, all the things of the past are the past. You know, you can judge me for whatever happened in the past, but here I am now knowing myself as this person, and so I have no reason to judge myself on anything, even if it happened yesterday, really. We're learning and growing every day, always doing our best, perfect, limitless consciousness, very gorgeous. I'm moving my hands right now. I just noticed I was looking at this camera, I can see myself. Kind of reminds me of Muji, the way he moves his hands. And it makes me sad, because I'm watching him, and I'm judging him. I'm like, how do you move your hands, buddy? I got to see. Do you move your hands like an energy master? I never seen him but up on the podium, you know, and when I did see him, he gave me the greatest wisdom. This recently happened for a person here, where he's always giving good wisdom, but he also be kind of a jerk. My beautiful mirror, my great teacher, you know, as it turns out. And not Muji. Muji's never been a jerk to me. I don't know him at all. We've never met. He has probably no awareness of my existence in any way, even though he did show up in a dream one time. Most likely that had nothing to do with, you know, Muji. I don't know. I mean, maybe he remembers having a dream where he walked all snooty past me like, fuck you, kid. Who knows? Maybe. I don't know. I was wondering about him though, but I would say Neem Kroli Baba, I also was wondering about him, but he proved to me in that dream that he was the bomb. So, and in the Muji dream, somebody came up to me and said, "Don't trust Muji." I was like, "Well, he looked really nice in those purple robes. I want to trust him. He gave me good wisdom. I mean." I guess it was a reminder, but it was in a beautiful way. It's phenomenal. It really helped me out in a big time in my life, here on the path. Really great. Bring to the present moment, to awareness, where we're going, softening. I haven't always agreed with this path, but now I'm coming to a place of great simplicity where, hey, maybe. I do think motion could be incorporated. I think many things could be incorporated, but who am I to judge anybody in their great perfection in all the ways in which they've been helping everything? I mean, thank you, Muji. It's funny though, the hands. I'm like, should I move them different now, or do I keep them Muji style? Anyways, you know, it's different. Usually I don't look at myself while we're talking, so trying to make sure I stay natural. You can tell the hands moving a little more now. No, how do these hands move? Anyways, we were talking to our friend. That's right. Okay, we're talking to our friend about TV. And is it wrong? I don't know if she's asking her if it's wrong, but she was relaying an experience to Miss Ray and Miss Caroline. And so Caroline had said something to her, and then Caroline decided, based on something we said earlier, to ask me. What my opinion was, maybe I'd use some good advice for her friend. I feel like me and Caroline have talked about these many times, TV and things like that, so she probably has all the data she needs, but you know, sometimes it can be scary, and so no big deal. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with TV, you know, there's nothing wrong with any of these things. It's all the most beautiful book of life, you know, and there's nothing wrong even with judgment or any of these things. That's a thing. We might want to guard ourselves against the steps on the path that brought us here, but acceptance of them means that we don't ever even wish for them to change or go or whatever. Okay, they be here, they don't be here, they're a friend at the party, you know, you know. But it's like really a friend, you know. I mean, maybe it's disturbing at first, but then eventually, like the sheep that got away from the flock, you get so happy once you find them come into harmony with this piece of yourself you've been aware of for so long. You're great teammates, great partners, great friends. So TV is fun, you know, it's a wonderful way to learn. I mean, if you do watch this video, you'll be watching TV, you know, just funny, you know, but it's a different type. Maybe this message is more prone to the things in your consciousness that you desire to be watching. You don't really care to be watching those things over there or those things over there. You'd rather be watching things that fulfill your mind, your heart, your path to liberation, what it is that you see to be fulfilling. But still, there's nothing wrong with these other things. I find that anything that I watch or anything that I do, anything that I read, anyone that I talk to, any strange gesture that I have, you know, anything like that, strange gesture just there at the same time, be exactly right. I may think, oh, I've gotten through this pattern, now no more of this. Well, that's not getting through it then. That was you wishing to get to a place to where now no longer can I have my frequency with me. Well, hey, it's here. And the problem was actually originally just not knowing that it was awesome. It was pretty good. You actually like it here. It's nice, like pain. Like we like pain. You say, no, I don't like pain. But if you touch a flame and you bounce away and you're not burnt, then you liked pain. Or you liked your heat neurons, your sensory neurons that told you, get the fuck away from that hot thing before you burn yourself or you're going to die. Or whatever it says. All emergency stuff, but it's good. It's like, whoa! You might not want to move in that kind of an emergency, but hey, it could be helpful. Like if there's a baby in a car and it's on fire. Oh, wow! Thank goodness! What happened there? I responded fast. Or maybe they call this one a reaction. He didn't think first. He reacted and didn't respond. Well, in this moment where you might call it a response, like emergency response or something. It depends on how we judge it, what we call it. I like reactions. We say react is like, whoa! So we want to keep ourselves very controlled. Very controlled. Very controlled. Ah! Do you ever feel like that inside, like you want to explode yourself? This is funny. Probably most of the spiritual egos. If I'm talking to somebody that has the Paris mentality, that TV is bad for them, and has somebody sit next to them like they're injecting a demon poison into their body just to make sure, like, I don't know what he expects he could do. Well, if the TV does hurt her, I will hit her with holy water and start reading from the Bible or Krishna book or something. Om Sari Swata Communication. I don't know what to do for you. You're fucked. The TV got you. There's millions of people that got them. You can see them. We hate them. They're awful. They hate the world. It's obvious. Their ignorance is evil. I don't know what I'm holding in my hand. I'm trying to figure it out. Give me a second. Oh! TV. Oh, it's the Bible. I'm holding the Bible. That's right. Or a Krishna book. Ah! Throw the holy water. Om Sari Swatama. I actually could probably find some good mantras, but I like to be fucking too silly with it right now. It's funny. Anyways, and I say fucking a whole lot of times. Maybe that's wrong, Shit, fuck, damn. They say Neem Koli Baba was one of the most foul-mouthed bastards in the world. That's right out of the mouth of Ram Dass. Everybody trust that guy. So, I guess I'm fine, Anyways. Ooh, it's funny to see me, that's all. It's just, that guy over there, he's a cool dude. I like that guy. Anyways. You gotta love yourself, If you love yourself, you're gonna be fine. You're like, oh, this arrogance. That guy has too much love himself. Oh, too much love myself. You don't even love yourself. How can you tell me I too much love myself? Love yourself first, and you tell me if I'm over loving me, okay? Be chill. I'm still looking at this Bible Krishna book. I'm like, what are we gonna do with this? We're gonna touch it like a calculator, maybe. We're not sure what to happen with this. It's on my Kindle. That's why. I don't have a Kindle, but I would like one. No, I'm just kidding. I don't want one. It's too hefty. Maybe if I have a house. Oh no. I would never read the Kindle. I'll never read it. If I have a house, I should just get a giant TV or a projector screen so I can watch all my stuff on this giant thing. Why would I want a tiny thing if I have a place to live? That's crazy. I want to see it clear. I want to sit there. What is it saying? What is that? What just happened? Did he hit that person with an axe in the skull, or did something else happen? I'm not sure what it was. Too quick. If there's a bigger screen, I would have noticed it. I saw all the motion. I had forgot that we had started talking about TV. but there we go. That's what I think about TV, you see. Hit him with an axe in the back of the skull, that bastard. Only playfully, not for real, though. That's animosity that happens due to volatility, due to suppression. If you can't make this expression, all playful, that's why you have to make it like for real style. Be chill, man. We're trying to hang out in a car. It's raining outside. It's not a room to move around. You don't have to be crazy. Maybe it's a rainy day. Look, I'm watching myself on TV right now. Hi, Ryan. It is so good to see you. Ha 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 ha. It is funny to see you. Anyway, so maybe you don't like to look at the mirror. It's okay. Look at yourself. You don't look at yourself if you don't like to look at the mirror. It's a pretty simple reflection right there. It's like, oh, I can see myself. Oh no, please look directly at you. It'll be easier if you be real honest with you. Anyways, I'm gonna put down the Kidnu, the Bible, or the Krishna book that was symbolizing how we're going to demon exercise our girlfriend in case the TV gets her. Because that's crazy. I mean, really, it's like, you imagine like the TV has like these crazy tentacles grabbing on you. It's just so silly to see me. But anyway, I like it. It's just so silly, you know? It's like, what is it going to do? It's TV. But, you know, maybe that is actually how somebody visualizes that we are powerful. That is the thing. Our mind, very powerful. Our perception, super powerful. It creates the whole world. Now, and right now, all of us together are equal creators of the world. We're doing so good, every one of us, as one being, of course. But you see, we are all vibing the same rate. It's interesting. So we have similar obscurations, similar, and so we create this very similar imagery, and it's cool. We vibe here together. It's awesome. Pretty solid stuff. I just thought that was super clever. Don't worry about me. I have a funny perception for my reality. It was cute. Maybe you don't get it. Maybe somebody got it. We all laugh together. Only you get the teaching today, the flower teaching. Did you laugh? No, okay, whatever. Don't worry. We'll see you tomorrow. But yeah, TV's quite nice. If you're ever going to watch this, you have to watch TV. It's a form of communication. Plenty of beautiful stories, you know. And also a way to write neural passageways through not having to actually experience, but empathize. Science has proven this. Crazy. Science has proven that TV is good for you. Maybe you're thinking about killing people in your mind. Well, go ahead, watch a movie of somebody who does that, and know that you don't want that. No. Not so fun. Maybe if it's righteous hero style, maybe you're like. But then there's another movie out there that teaches something different, like a Buddhist movie. You're like, yeah. Well, you know, maybe I don't want to do that. Maybe I don't want to hurt anybody. Maybe I want to do the Buddha Dharma. You never know what movies could do for you. You never know what a book could do for you. You never know what a conversation could do for you. You never know what anything could do for you. A car accident. You never know what prison could do for you. Getting raped in the ass by a bunch of men in jail. I don't know. You never know what something can do for you. That's why judgment's so silly. Oh, is this good or is this bad? Well, if you strive to wish for good, you somehow always have bad with you. If you strive for bad, well, maybe you'll always have good. It's funny, actually. It makes me think of people, where are the bad guys always doing so good? Well, they're not. Okay? They are suffering. So is everybody. If they're in an illusory reality. It's very difficult to fight all the time your reality. So you come to settling finally through coming into awareness of how this fight is occurring. And now you may think it's occurring from out here somewhere. No, it comes from right in here first. Our perception, how we perceive the world, how we create the card shape of our reality. And really, all of this is going to be the way it is. You see, this is a truth. This is a constant. This karma is here. We can explain how this is occurring. This is fucking crazy. And it's interchanging. Of course, law of impermanence is also a constant. Amazing. Greater and equal to Phenomenal, really. We could throw a lesser in there for the paradoxical balance, but I don't think it was necessary. No, I'm not really sure how much more we have to say about this to this sister, friend, person, being, consciousness, self, Buddha embodied, wisdom teacher, enlightened mind, enlightened action. Love you so much. And your boyfriend is crazy, having some trouble, but also just pure awareness, amazing. So don't worry about that. Both of you guys are just so cool already. But the judgments, those things are tough. Purest viewpoints, polarity. They create two, good and bad, greater, lesser, this and that. But we're all one. Maybe you already know. I mean, most people that don't like TVs like oneness and spirituality. Preferably. And so they're up here in their ground, or they think they are. And that's where they want to be, at least, in heaven. But they can come back down to earth, baby, down here in the root, and then they can balance in their heart, easy, the root's a good place. It's full of all this stuff here. It's perfect, though. You see, the root is equal to the crown. You're not going to have the crown without the root. You're not going to have the root without the crown. You're not going to have the heart without these things. Oh, hey, yes, you will. Oh, it's emptiness. Come first. Just like in the embryo, heart folds out everything inside and then folds back into the heart. Whoa! I wish I would have articulated that better, but yeah, whatever. Sometimes we get good with things. Yeah. But it's crazy to think about that. Exercising people. What could happen? I mean, I guess if you fall prey to your fear and your own judgment and you see it on the television, then you could think a demon has accosted you. But it's just your own inability to accept a frequency and not allow then it to move through you without judgment, without having to be noticed. And so you notice it greatly, and it's terribly agitated because you're saying no the whole day, but it's coming anyway. It's like, oh, it feels like you're being raped. You're like, ah, a demon has accosted you. Oh. It's just a lack of ability to accept what is a true frequency within all of self, what is here within equanimity. If you had no reason to separate anything into greater or lesser distinction, if everything was truly the Buddha or enlightened mind already, Krishna, Brahma, whatever you say, God, Christ, it was truly this. I mean, what are you protecting against? What is it? What are you worried about? Who is it that's going to fight you? You? Why would you fight you? Do you not love yourself? What would you do? I mean, what would you? Is there a piece of you that needs to be fought for some reason? If you're not fighting yourself in some way, and you know yourself for everything here, you're not causing a fight. And I don't see why you would ever have a reflection in your mirror of yourself doing so. I think that the TV, and the electric lines, and all the different things cause you trouble. I'm hypersensitive being myself. They don't seem to cause me any trouble. My judgment could, though, because I may not allow them to move through me as they naturally do, which they always move through me and benefit in a good way, in a way that amplifies and magnifies and brings me to realize so amazing, phenomenal potencies of energy, through seeing the great perfection as it's reflected through the mirror of life, right here now before. So yeah, it's terrible judgment that causes us to think all kinds of things, terrible judgment. And still, I mean, we're not even needing to judge ourselves for any of these things. We've come perfectly to the point in awareness that has brought us to these judgments or whatever it is. But as soon as we find out another awareness and we're able to actually implement it and see that it has value within our life through our direct experience and noticing it actually here directly within each one of us, allowing it then to bloom from our own personal experience, so it's no longer conceptual knowledge, it's derived from our own direct knowing, then we can allow ourselves to see how we already be here now, free in every way, free from all binding sufferings, all beliefs of this, that, and the other, and then stems with us releasing our identity, our preference, our form, our labeling, you know, what we say to be good, what we say to be bad, what then is ourself and what then is not ourself. You know, TV. Everybody's watching TV, you know. If you've watched TV, you're a master meditator. If you've been able to do it, unless you're all crazy. But still, in some way, if you made it through, I mean, you did it, man. You made it through the meditation, like a chud practice. You're like, maybe you fell away and you're into your judgment again, but you know, eventually you'll break free, you know, from your own judgment. Because there's nothing accosting you. There's nothing other than you. Nothing but you could cost you. Maybe if you think of yourself as evil or wrong, then you could think, oh shoot, I'm really hating myself right now because I'm a terrible thing. But that's where it would be nice for you to know yourself first, to go to your heart and see who you are really, how you are really, you know, and you are quite the most amazing consciousness, the enlightened being, you, the Buddha, Krishna, Tara, any image of sacredness that you could imagine. You are far greater than this image already. But not greater than anything actually. You see, we are all in equanimity greater than we could ever imagine. And ordinarily so, naturally so. And so we can come to a place where we can accept ourselves, see ourselves, allow ourselves to be ourselves, and find that, oh my goodness, here I am, always on time. Here I am, already divine. Here I just simply allow myself to relax more deeply into the allowance of myself being as I am, maybe incorrect, maybe correct, this way or that. I learn as I experience in the now moment through expression of myself faster than you could ever believe. Why do dogs grow up so fast? Why do animals grow up so fast? Well, they're here now. They are here now, and they are being themselves. And if it was not allowed to be itself,